All right, lesson 6.5 is about just percent proportion versus equation. So it's just kind of practicing the same problem with both methods, which just basically allows you to kind of ultimately choose here. So we do like to show you both methods, and then you have your choice in which method you would prefer to use going forward. But obviously, because we are teaching you these options, you're going to use one or the other when we're taking quizzes and stuff in the near future here. So, real quickly, just to remind you, for the proportion, we're going to have is over of equals percent over 100. And in the equation, we're going to look at our keywords. Is means that we're doing equals, of is telling us to multiply, and we have to make sure that we change our percents to decimals with these. So for the first one, we have what number is 70% of 45? So in the proportion method, we're going to set this up. What number is, so we're looking for our is number, 70%, so the percent goes here, of 45. So that goes down here in the bottom. We're going to go ahead and cross multiply here. 100 times x is 100x, and 45 times 70 is going to give you 3,150. You'll divide through by 100 here, and you're going to go ahead and get x equals 31.5. Over on the equation side, what number x is equals 70% changes to a decimal, of means to multiply by 45. So we have x equals 0.7 times 45, which will also give you 31.5. So you can notice here the proportion is pretty foolproof, but the equation is a little bit quicker in this particular example. For the next one, 23% of 75 is what number? So I'm going to go ahead and set up my proportion here. 23% of 75 is what number? So we get 100x equals 75 times 23, which is 1,725. So if we divide through by 100 on both sides here, we get x equals 17.25. For the equation method, we're going to have 0.23 of 75 is equals what number? X. So again, 0.23 times 75 will give us 17.25 equals x. For our last example here, 45 is what percent of 90? So our proportion, 45 is what percent of 90? So we get 4,500 equals 90x. Divide through by 90. And we have 4,500 divided by 90 is going to give us 50 equals x. And it says what percent, so our final answer we want to write as 50%. For our equation, we have 45 is what percent of 90? So I'm going to rewrite this, 45 equals 90x, and divide through by 90 on both sides. And we get 0.5 equals x. This is where the equation is a little tricky. We have to remember this is the decimal version, so we need to move this over, and we get 50% then. So those are just three examples showing you the difference between the proportion method versus the equation method. And again, like I said, you'll get to choose moving forward on quizzes which one you would actually prefer to use.